Hi guys, so I went to a hypnotherapist yesterday for giving up smoking, which I've been trying to do for a long time, and yeah, I was a bit hesitant as to whether it would work or not. I was really hoping it would. So yeah, went there yesterday. She gave me a lot of interesting insights prior to the hypnotherapy, and then we did the hypnotherapy. Now, I suppose it sort of has worked and it hasn't worked. So I have had a couple of cigarettes afterwards, but each time I have one, it's just like, it's not really doing anything for me, and yeah, it's getting more and more like I don't really need them. So it's just, yeah, habit for me, so I've just really got to stop for, at least 3 days, and apparently after 3 days everything's out of your system, so it's no longer an issue. And her main thing was she made me think about my 5-year-old self and look at, basically picture in my mind my 5-year-old self and going up to her and talking to her, and it was extremely emotional, and just saying, saying sorry for putting all this bad stuff into her and putting a smoke in her all the time and so forth. And yeah, it really made me very emotional, and I got to the point of thinking, maybe I need to apologise to my mum for basically abusing her child, because that's what I'm doing. Like, even though it's me, yes, but if anyone else was doing it and I was at that age, 5 years old, and someone was putting a smoke into my mouth, which is actually what happened to me as a child. But anyway, if that was the case, I'd be really, really angry, and I wouldn't do it to my own child, so why am I doing it to her child? Which, like I said, is me. And yeah, so that's what I got out of that, as well as a few other insights that the lady mentioned, which was really amazing. She was almost somewhat like a psychic, in a way, and yeah, she was spot on with pretty much everything. So yeah, that's what's happening, and I'm trying to give up the smoking, and I think I will be successful this time. Even though I have had a couple, it just doesn't do anything for me, so I've got to just come up with different things to do instead of smoking. So yeah, that's what I'm doing, and one of them is to do a video. So takes up a bit of time, which is good, and yeah, gets my message out there to other people who are in the same situation. So yesterday I did a video and focused on a lot of bad things, honestly, and that's what, every time I write something down, it's always pretty much a list of bad things followed by a couple of good things about my life, and that's where I'm going wrong with a lot of things. My mum's always gone on about it, and so did this lady, the power of positivity, basically, and what you say to yourself or what you're thinking is what's going to happen. And on my lists, it's always, like I said, 80% negative, 20% positive, and the 20% positive is always at the bottom, and that's what I've got to change. So I'm realizing that yes, my life has been 80% negative and 20% positive, but I need to change that around and just focus on all those positive things and what I want to do with my life from now on. So at the moment I work in retail, and it's just something I know. It's not something I ever wanted to be in permanently, because in the long scheme of things, I want to be a stay-at-home mum, or preferably a stay-at-home family, earning obviously a full-time income to be able to pay mortgage and so forth, and look after my children to the best of my ability, or the best I can. Obviously, I want to provide them with everything that they need or want. So that's my plan. And now, to get to that point, is part of my reason of going on YouTube, hoping that maybe I can make YouTube a career, because it is something I can do from home. I can do it with any chronic pain I have, which hopefully I won't have as much if I do get healthier, which is my plan. And yeah, I can do it at home with my husband. I mean, if my husband has to work, then that's the case, but ideally I'd like it to be a whole family thing where neither of us have to go out to a job to work. We can work from home. And so I've always wanted to have a big family, also a lot of animals. I have a very caring nature, so I love to help people, I love to help animals, and yeah, that's what I've always wanted. I've wanted to open like a animal shelter type thing, just to, you know, rescue animals that people have mistreated or are not wanted, etc. Because I think it's so unfair to them. They don't have a choice in the matter, and yeah, I'd love to be able to help them. I also am creative in some ways. I can't draw to save myself, can't really paint. However, I am creative with DIY renovation, and also furniture. I love changing up furniture, so upcycling, but I've just never had the area to do it. I've probably had the time. I haven't made the time to do it. So yeah, that's what I would really like. I'd like to be stay-at-home mum, working from home, whether it's DIY furniture, renovating, something where I can have my child with me and not have them to be in childcare, because after 16 to 17 years of trying to have a child, the last thing I want is to pass them on to someone else. So I'd also love to travel. I love seeing different places, new places, meeting new people, and I haven't travelled a lot. I have been overseas 3 times now, all 3 times to Thailand, which I love Thailand, don't get me wrong, but I want to see the rest of the world as well. So I'm hoping with giving up smoking, I'll be able to save a ton of money, and I can look at travelling. Now, the only issue is obviously we can't both travel. We don't have that sort of money, and we need to be working because we are looking at building a house at the moment. So we need to get all that sorted. So we might still do it, but we might have to leave it for maybe a year and then start doing it then. I might look at doing a short trip prior to that by myself. I might even look at it within Australia, I'm not sure as yet. But I'd love to go on a cruise, that's one of my dreams. Another one is Bora Bora, Tahiti, because that place just looks amazing and I've always wanted to go there. Also Japan looks quite interesting to me. I also have a friend that lives over there. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to contact her, but I'm hoping to be able to contact her and then go and see her. Again, America has always been a dream, pretty much a lot of places. So yeah, Europe. To start with, I've got to get myself in control. I've got to give up this smoking for good, be able to save that money every week, which, like, if I can save that money every week, it literally means I can buy a flight once a month, a return flight somewhere overseas. It's crazy, with the amount of money that I would save. Now, obviously, quitting smoking worries me a little bit in a way, because I'm thinking that maybe I will start eating more, which is not a good thing because I'm already overweight, and so eating is a big one for me as well. So I just have to focus on, if I am going to eat, just eat healthy, or yeah, focus on my food a lot more and literally sit down, don't have any distractions, and just focus and work out when my body is telling me that I'm full. Because I think that's a big thing for me. I either eat at the couch while watching TV, I eat while looking at my phone, or I eat while talking. So that's a big thing, and major distractions. So, you know, your body just never knows when it's full because your brain is working on something else and not what you're putting in your mouth.